talking about a log as big as my head. It was laying in the road. I look back in the rearview mirror and this beautiful truck is hitting a pile of brush in the road. Oh my gosh. So we... Yeah, my baby. Guys, come along today on the Stoney Ridge Farm. We are going to show you my new baby doll. This is, well, stay tuned. We're going to have some fun. We're going to walk around this truck. This is how I blew my farm profits, but it was worth it. All right, guys, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. This is your first time here. This is my dream truck, man. I got two dream trucks. I got one down there that's a 2500 Dodge Ram, second gen Dodge Cummins, and I've got a 3500. So if you're a fan of the channel, this is kind of my dream truck. And I recently purchased a big Belmont trailer right here, and I simply cannot pull this trailer with any machinery on it with my 3/4 ton truck. It just ain't enough truck. This is the Belmont trailer I want to show you guys, and I also have a dump trailer. These are awesome Amish built, really cool trailer. I'll show you this real quick too. You raise this guy up, store all of your straps, chains, everything like that in there. Really cool, electric over hydraulic lift on it. Nice deck, everything really nice, very premium. I'll post a link to visiting that factory at the end of this video. But this video is not about the trailer, it's about this truck. So let's take you around and we'll tell you all about this truck, and we're going to talk about what I paid for it at the end. I paid a pretty penny, and I want you guys to post what you think I paid for it before you find out what I paid for it, because I really did pay for it. So in the course of owning a farm, I have not had a heavy truck. Heavy, like a 1-ton truck. This is a Dodge Ram, a 2001 Dodge Ram 3500 Cummins 24 valve diesel pickup truck. It only has 105,000 miles on it. I bought it from the second owner, who bought it when it had 58,000 miles on it in 2005. So it was 4 years old. It had 58,000 miles on it, and he's owned it ever since. 2-owner pickup truck. Super excited about that. We're gonna walk around this thing, go top to bottom on it. I did pay through the nose for it, but I needed a big truck. I needed a 1-ton truck. Now, I did a lot of research on pickup trucks, and I thought, okay, Josh, well, you need a 1-ton truck. I like the Ram platform. I like the Cummins. A lot of people are on the Power Stroke. If I was going to get a Power Stroke, I was going to go with a 7.3. I got one over around the corner over there. It is a F450, but it needs work, and I need to pull this trailer now. So ended up picking this thing up with my farm profits and a little bit of money to boot. So if you caught the video where I sold some cattle off the other week, I made about 25,000 bucks. But I paid more than that for this. So keep guessing down there. And also, I want to hear from you guys. Should I have bought a newer truck? If I bought a newer truck, if I bought like a 2018 or 2020 pickup truck like this, 2019, 2016, whatever, it's going to cost me somewhere in the neighborhood of $46,000 to $55,000 for comparable mileage, which seems foolish to me when I can buy a lot of truck for what I need, and I really won't be driving this thing. It's not like I'm driving back and forth from Florida to Canada. I'm just driving it around, driving it to my dad's house, hauling hay locally, taking cattle to the sale barn, and I think this is going to be the perfect little beauty. Maybe I'll buy a camper. Maybe I'll travel the country in the camper, go visit other farms. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a cobweb in my face. So without further delay, let's go ahead and walk around this truck. First, we'll do front to back, and I'll talk to you about why I bought it. And there was an unfortunate incident that happened on the way home with this thing. So silly. Made no sense. So let's walk around it. So original grill, original insert. I'm pretty happy with that. Everything looks good fender wise, no dents, no dings, original paint, you know, a few paint chips here and there, but I walked around this thing and I've got a pretty good knowledge of vehicles and how vehicles work. These trucks, and we're going to go on the inside in a minute, they are notorious for busting a windshield, and they're notorious for busting a dashboard. This still has the original windshield in it, as does my other Dodge Ram truck. Everything on it just impressed me all the way top to bottom, with the exception of a few things, and we'll show you. This truck, again, is the Ram 3500 Cummins 24 valve. It is not the unicorn, the proverbial unicorn, because if it was, and I know everybody's asking, is it a stick or an automatic? Is it the 6-speed unicorn? No, it's an automatic. That's the only downside that I see. It is supposedly, it's the Laramie SLT, which is supposedly the tip top of the line, but it's missing a few things that my other truck has, which is odd to me. And again, this is a 2001. My other truck is a 2000 model. So this has the clamshell doors in the back, and literally I don't think this back seat has ever been sat in. It's got leather interior, but is it leather or is it like leatherette? It doesn't seem as nice and as premium of a leather as my other truck, and my other truck has the Ram logo embossed into the seat right here, which makes me question whether this was a factory leather truck or not. If any of you guys have a 2000 model Dodge Ram truck, let me know. The steering wheel is just a little bit different than the other Dodge Ram truck. It kind of protrudes right here where the other one is flat. The leather wrap on it, you know, it's getting a little bit old. I'll probably put a cover on it so that it preserves the leather wrap steering wheel. But gosh, for 25, almost 25 years old, cannot complain there at all. Let's continue with our walk around here. The doors shut really, really easy and tight as a tick. I was super impressed with that. The other truck doesn't shut as good. The other truck feels like it's lifting the doors. Another cool feature of these trucks, if you don't know it, is, and if you want to play a good prank on one of your friends, the mirrors flip out just like that. Pretty cool. This does have, let's continue as we walk around. It came with the toolbox here. I don't really need the toolbox. I really need the fuel tank. Tractor Supply fuel, or excuse me, toolbox. It's all right. It gets the job done. I don't know what I'll do with it. Okay. Signs of damage. I do think that either this has been painted, or where this is fiberglass, it just has a slightly different white tint to it. It's just slightly different. That color, can you guys see that? The color on the gas cap right here, which is metal, versus the plastic, and it's pretty much plastic. I don't think it's fiberglass. I think it's plastic, but the color is just a little bit different. You can see there's a few little rub marks where somebody has lifted things over the fender into the truck. I'm going to put a sticker on this thing that says, "Do not do that." I think you can order those stickers online. Do not lift over the side of the bed. You'll scratch the crap out of the truck. It does have new Firestone tires on it, but these new Firestone tires, you can see, we got a little crack, little crackage. So whether they're new or not, doesn't really matter if they're dry rotten. And tires of yesteryear versus tires of today, the tires you get nowadays are just garbage. They just are not designed to last like the tires you'd pick up back in like the 1990s or early 2000s. In my humble opinion, you guys tell me, tires fail all the time. I mean, I've had several tires fail recently on another vehicle. I'll post that video. They didn't take care of me either. It was a Continental tire that just blew apart in the inside. So we've got a B&W hitch system right here, and it looks virtually brand new. This thing has only been hooked up to a gooseneck trailer one time. That's super important that I have that gooseneck ball, because that's what I need to pull that there gooseneck trailer. Let's lower our tailgate down real quick. Okay, so it's got the old school, you know, I guess this was the day before the spray-in bed liners became popular. One thing it does not have is an electrical hookup for my trailer inside the bed. I pop these little critters out right here, and basically that's just to access the tie downs. Now, when we raise this up, and this is always iffy, it looks pretty darn clean. Not a dent, not a ding, nothing. Looks like nothing's really ever been hauled or scratched up in there. I will put a spray-in bed liner. I'm gonna pull this old crappy bed liner out of here and put a nice spray-in bed liner. And I'll probably take these rails off. This is some old school stuff right here. This is what was popular back when this truck was new, back before they had the high quality spray-in bed liners. So, close this guy. That closes nice and easy. I got farm truck tags on it already. Has a standard 2-inch ball on here, and everything looks pretty clean. This has been painted, so that tells me maybe the dealer my buddy bought it from, the guy I bought it from, may have painted it, or the dealership may have done it. We've got a connection for our electrical, and the cool thing about the Belmont trailer right here is the electrical is long enough to reach back up underneath there, so that's good. As we walk around on this side, and here's where we get to the funny story on the way home. So wait, before we do that, there's an exhaust scenario going on under here. Let's get underneath here, and it's got a chip that's not a new style chip, but it does have a chip, and it gets better fuel economy with 410 gears and dually tires than my other one, the single wheel, without the 410 gearing. So let's look underneath, and we have full 5-inch exhaust all the way back from the header, all the way back here. Looking underneath this truck, it is not as clean as my other Dodge truck. It just is not when it comes to rust. This truck was stored in a barn. So in other words, it was not stored indoors in climate controlled. It forever will live in this shop right here behind me, and will be stored inside from now on. But it did get stored in a barn, and I did see remnants of maybe mouse turds. So not real concerned about that. It's a Cummins. It'll be all right. So looking at this fender, it looks better than the other fender. I think this is an aftermarket replacement fender, to be totally honest with you. And the reason I think it's an aftermarket replacement was discovered on our way home. On my way home, I had the gentleman that I bought this from following me on my way home. He and I was in front of him, he was behind me. He didn't see half of the forest laying in the road in front of him. I literally swerved way out into the other lane so that he would see that there was a log in the road. I'm talking about a log as big as my head. It was laying in the road. I look back in the rearview mirror, and this beautiful truck is hitting a pile of brush in the road. Oh my gosh. So we got up to the stop sign, and I was like, dude, this truck barely had a scratch on it. I cannot believe what you just did. Why? He's like, I know, I just wasn't paying attention. I was like, what in the world? How could you, maybe he was just so nervous because I just paid him a big fat amount of money. But gosh, I was just devastated, man. What in the world? So the damage it did to the truck, the brush popped up and hit this, and it's not a very big deal. You know, what you see on camera is way different than what you really can see in reality. Dent here, a dent here. This is where the limb popped up and rubbed it. It gouged the plastic valance right here, mashed that in. I'm gonna have to get a full alignment done. I don't know what it hit up underneath here. And then it hit the bottom of this fender, and this is why I say it's aftermarket, because you see that black, that paint's chipping off of that black right there. Okay, look at it. That's an aftermarket fender. I do believe I'd have to say. Let's open the passenger door up, give it a nice swing. Well, let's open the back too. Little bit of wear and tear. Looks like somebody's hauled something in the seat right here. Not really very concerned. Look at this. I mean, this is a 25-year-old truck, inside and out, under the mats. He even put new floor mats in it. Guys, if you have ideas what your favorite floor mat is, WeatherTech is super expensive. I don't know if I want to go with WeatherTech, but I do want a mat that's going to protect this carpet because I want it to stay nice and new. So if you got any input on the type of spray-in bed liner, the type of dash cover, because I'm going to show you some dash issue here in a second, and the type of floor mat, let me know, okay? So let's give her a swing shut on this side. Tight as a tick. Tight as a tick. All right. Inside, inside, inside. Something that really sings to me in any old pickup like this is the fact that the thing has its original radio still in place and it still works great. When you've got the original radio, it tells me that some kid has not monkeyed with this truck. I'm super impressed with that. I turned it on, it did great. The radio in my other truck is all original too. It's got the CD and the tape deck. I love listening to tapes. I've got a bunch of them. I'll stop into the thrift store, to the Salvation Army, and I'll pick up tapes. I just love it. I got some George Strait, I got some Garth Brooks, love that stuff. So these trucks are notorious for broken dashboards. If you've ever seen one of these, and maybe I can get my editor right now to pop up a picture of a Dodge Ram dashboard, all two pieces. Sometimes there's a hole right here. Just the whole dash is just gone. We do have two cracks. One crack is right there, and one crack is right there. That is the start of this dashboard going to crap. They do make a plastic dash cover, and they do make a cloth dash cover. I've got a video out on how to install the plastic dash cover from a previous Ram truck that I had, but I think I'm just going to go with the dash mat. I've got a carpet dash mat on my other one. It's been in there for 6 years, and it's set outside, and the dash mat still looks like brand new. Let's pop the hood, take a look under this baby. Check her out. The oil was clean as a whistle. This guy was super obsessive. He told me he changed the transmission fluid every 35,000 miles, whether it needed it or not. So let's pop her open here and see what she's got in the jewel box. Oh, baby. Now that hood leaps up, which is good, but we've got a little something missing right here. There's supposed to be a big piece of insulation right here. You can see where these tabs are. You can order that big piece of insulation off of Amazon or eBay. I put one on my truck because they inevitably start to sag and start to look like crap. So, that being said, he put brand new batteries. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, bro. That's some long life truck preservative there. He put brand new batteries on it. Original turbo in place right here. We crack open... we look for blow-by basically. So we crack this open. You look down in there and everything. Let's see if we can get some light in there. Well, trust me, it's clean as a whistle. It is absolutely clean as a whistle. Under the hood here is clean as a whistle. Checking the oil. Usually diesel oil will be black, or it'll be sooty. This looks great. Looks like brand new. So he's just now put brand new oil in it. If we walk around here, he put some grease on these batteries, and it has the Napa, the best battery you can get pretty much. The AAA Napa battery, which is supposedly the best battery you can get. I love the Napa battery. The Napa Gold, I think is what my dad swore by when we were kids. You can see a little bit of the insulation here. It's kind of falling down, but gosh, we're talking about a 25-year-old truck, right? This piece is notorious for coming loose, and it is a little loose on that side. Still a little dusty. Injection pump has been replaced. Now, these trucks were notorious for frying an injection pump back in the day. They were just notorious for it. So if you get one, make sure you get it with the injection pump replaced, okay? Still got the label on the engine block right here. Still got the Mopar thing here for the filter. I mean, I can't say enough about this truck. It really, really, really is a very, very nice truck. I'm looking under here. at the belt. The serpentine belt looks very good. It did come with an extra serpentine belt in case this serpentine belt pops off. So when he replaced it, he kept the old belt. Smart guy. This guy was sharp. Except for running over that piece of forest that was laying in the road, he was pretty sharp. And he felt so bad. I felt so bad for him. I was like, oh, in my mind, in my head, I was thinking, you bleepity 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 bleep. But people make mistakes, you know. And you know what? He gave me $500 towards the repair of that and getting an alignment done, because it knocked the alignment out. I'm sure it did. So we got a little bit of looseness right here, and this is where I think this is a little mouse damage right down in here. I just think it is. Air filter box, everything's good. I checked the air filter. I checked everything over. Got a Napa filter on there. This guy cared about this truck. When I see Napa all over the truck, I know that means he cared about it. I think we've got a transmission. You guys tell me. I know we've got a radiator here, and I know we've got air conditioning condenser, but I think we've got a transmission cooler in here also. My other truck does not have that. So you truck experts, let me know. That is the new unicorn Dodge truck. Do you think I should have bought a newer truck, or should I stick with the oldie but goodie? I think this will be the last one-ton truck that I'll ever have to buy. What do you guys think? Post comments down there. Here's where I tell you what I paid for it. I paid $29,000 for this truck. My cattle sales was $25,000. I needed to reinvest the money into the farm, and I do believe I'm on the fence right now about selling the other Dodge truck, because I simply don't need two of these heavy trucks like this. So that's it. She's a beauty. I can't wait to use it. I'm actually going to back to this trailer right here, and tomorrow morning we're going to be hauling hay for the very first time in my new old truck. Thanks guys. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Love to have you back here on the farm with me. This is just a little taste of the reality of the farm. I had to spend this money, or I was going to end up paying, if I didn't spend the $25,000 on the cows that I profited, I was going to end up paying taxes on all that. So you got to be smart. You got to make good business decisions. The farm may not make money on paper, but we've got more assets towards the farm. Thank you guys so much. Be sure you tune in for some future videos. There'll be some cool links to other videos at the end of this. And we're building the barndominium home right here. So we're getting ready to get started on that. Shop organization, all kinds of stuff, man. And just maybe we're going to go to the racetrack soon. Cool. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. Tell me what you think about my new pretty truck. I love it. See you next time. Woo! Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. And the hood's up on this thing. All the country in the camper. Go visit other farms. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a cobweb in my face. Woo! Y'all come back now. You hear?